What's up, everybody? I'm Lockouts, and in today's video we're going to be talking about RNG. When is it too much? The state of BFA in 8.3. There were also some hot fixes and patch notes. They were very small, so we're going to throw that in this video. That was for March 10th or March 9th. It is now March 10th at 9 o'clock in the morning in 2020. This is how the community feels. This is how a lot of people in trade chat feel on a couple different servers that I was on, and I want to know how you guys feel about RNG in 8.3 and how it is leading up into Shadowlands, and how many more months do we have to go through this before they start doing hot fixes and hopefully changing some things, or are they even going to change anything at all? Check this out.
I've been in the game a decade on the nitty gritty, still rocking with the shitty. I've been on the grind since the age of 9. I hustle day and night, homie, just a stack of dime. I hustle so hard, forgot who I was. These MCs on TV ain't dope no drugs, ain't pop no slugs, they even killed a bug. I got my PhD in the 216 streets and hustle and grind with my doctorate degree. There never was an MC like me. And what you know about the block and the Glock and the sack of trees? You break it down, homie, and turn it to W50. Sometimes I barely make minimum wage. Just when we pop the trunk and dump the gauge like animals out of cage. In a fit of rage, snatching everything up to go and get paid. Snatching everything to go and get paid. Ain't no bullshit about my clear head. Literally a meal and my partners are sick. You know we dump quick. You the only one who really holds it down.
All right, good morning, everybody. It is now March 10th of 2020, and these are the hot fixes that was implemented yesterday morning. I am 24 hours behind, but that's all right. So what we're going to do is take this hot fixes video, and we're going to also talk about the state of RNG and how a lot of people feel, because I was going over a lot of things in trade chat with a lot of different people that are in the community and asking them how they feel about different things, and trying to get an idea for videos and where we're going to be going leading into Shadowlands with this channel and my content for World of Warcraft and stuff like that. So we'll just stop talking about that right now and we'll just get into this so that we can get back into the RNG state of things. These are the hot fixes. There's not a lot of them. They did fix a Wrecking Ball achievement right here. It can now be earned in the PvP brawl, Torn Mill versus South Shore, for items and rewards. They fixed a bug that sometimes caused withering segments on use ability to trigger Rogue's Blade Flurry. So they fixed some type of a bug with a rogue and withering segments on use ability. Player versus player with regional restarts. Asheran's team is reduced to 25. It was 40. So I assume that it's going to be for performance. And right here, if you see the little dev note, it is to try to improve the performance of Asheran. They are temporarily reducing the player count. They are definitely working on some stuff that is in that zone and reducing the size and taking out 30 more people, and Asheran is going to definitely help it. I run a Ryzen 7 overclocked at 4.1 gigahertz right now in a GTX 1080, and I dropped down to like 30 FPS and 20 FPS, and I'm like, holy crap, what is going on? And I look over and my CPU is sitting at like 8%, and I'm streaming, and yeah, Asheran was just terrible. I think the whole battleground should just be taken out. I think a lot of people feel the same way. Tell me how you feel in the comments below, peeps. And for WoW Classic, whoever the people are that play WoW Classic, characters under level 30 can no longer enter Mordorin by using the Scepter of Celebras. So no more going into Moradin, whatever. Yeah, you're not going here anymore. Using the Scepter of Celebras. So if you were playing WoW Classic and you were under level 30, you were able to do that. You're running. Get on your mount, bud. Enjoy Classic.
Coming for you. Just turn the TV to BET. I'm watching a cast that made it, and I wishing it was me. So I picked up the pen and got down and dirty.
All right, so we're gonna talk about the state of RNG now. For PvP players, for PvE guys, for everybody. If you play World of Warcraft, this is how you play WoW now. RNG. Not only is all your damage RNG, or 50% of it now, You can't even control your damage anymore. It's to the point to where you end up getting 18 of one item. You could use upgrades for, let's say this, for example, for 7 weeks in a row, I opened up my box for Mythic Plus, and every time I go to click my box, I go, man, I hope I got something, I hope I got something, I hope I got something, I hope I got something. It's got to the point to where I feel like I'm scratching a lottery ticket, and I'm not a very lucky person. So if my wife is here, she's chilling with me, which she normally is when she's not at work. She's a nurse, she's saving people. Thanks, babe. I'll be like, babe, use the mouse, go right there on the chest, click it, give me something good. You're the lucky person out of us. You get me a piece of gear this week. And that's what it's come down to, how I feel when I'm playing the game. And I'll open up the chest and I'll get 7 helmets. I legit got 7 helmets 7 weeks in a row. I could have used all kinds of upgrades and all kinds of other slots for that item level at that time for 7 weeks in a row. So it's, not only do you have to be good at the game, know people, and be able to push endgame content. Not only do you have to do both of those things, but you got to also be extremely lucky. And that's where we're going to talk about this. And I just brought up this little thing here in Notepad, and it just is going to be easier to cover our topics as we're just sliding down it. It's 4 or 5 little topics. We're not going to make this video extremely long because we're not going to kill a lot of your time or a lot of mine, because the whole basis of this video right here is to get it's a discussion starter. You know, I want to get your guys' thoughts in the comments down below, and this is gonna really direct my opinion with some more future content that's going to be coming from me in World of Warcraft, and where we're going to be leading up to going into Shadowlands. So right now, I was talking to a lot of people that were in trade chat and general chat, and this is between Darkspear, Dalaran, and Takandrius. I was also talking to a few people that were on Storm Rage. These servers are all merged back and forth now, so it's like, you know, a general masses of people that were amongst all these servers that were merged together, and I'm mentioning them so that you could see that we were really talking to a lot of different people, and we were, you know, bringing up topics that were in trade chat for, you know, 20 to 30 minutes at a time, and I was just trying to feel out the community for the people that were on the environment at the time, and how maybe the general mass of people feel about the state of the game right now. And I'll tell you what, man, I agree with them. It's like, not only do you gotta be good, not only do you gotta, you know, push end game and find people to push end game with and do all these things, you gotta be super lucky. And that's all also on top of having to grind out a cloak, having to grind out neck, having to grind out this piece of gear and that piece of gear. And it's like, well, when you want that piece of gear or you need that piece of gear, you're not aiming for a set goal anymore. There's not like, all right, well, I know that I need a helmet, and if I go over here, I'm going to get this helmet, and this helmet is good, and it's going to be the best helmet that drops off of this guy, and I hope, you know, out of me maybe running it 3 to 5 times, I can get this helmet to drop. And then when you start to get gear on your guy, you start to get item level. When you start to get the item level that you want, more people are going to want to accept you on the character that you're playing, because you showed that you've pushed that content. So I mean, it's come down to, like, people are like, well, what's your rate or IO? And then you have shitty item level, when it's not that you're not pushing the content, it's that you're getting shitty RNG. So it's not only do you have to run the content and pray that you get the piece that you want, you have to be super lucky to get even that. So it's like, well, I'm gonna go run under rot, and I want, you know, say the claw that drops out of there for the one-hand weapon, or you want, you know, the trinket for lingering spore pods or something like that, and you'll go and run it. And I legit ran that on my demon hunter, dude. I've probably ran it 50 times over the course of the last 2 weeks, and I can't say that I did get the tusks for the one-hander in a mythic 10. Running it probably about 4 or 5 days ago. So out of 50 runs in one dungeon, running only one dungeon, running between level, I think it was 7 and level 12s to just try to push the dungeon, right? and to get the drop at the end so that we could RNG the piece. You know, it's not like we are working towards an end goal, like, all right, I need a helmet, I need shoulders, I need a chest. It's a certain amount of tokens or a certain amount of points or a certain amount of something that I could save up like it used to be, and I could go to a vendor and I'm working towards this goal. And then when you achieve that goal, you feel in yourself like you have achieved your goal. You feel like you've gotten a piece. And if a piece drops off of a boss, you then feel like, oh man, now I've got lucky. That's where the RNG factor came into play. Now it's completely RNG. And not only does it have to be the piece that you want, guys, now it's the piece you want has to have corruption. It used to be the piece you want had to be a socket, and it had to be Titan forged, or it had to be this, and it had to be that. Well, they're like, well, we're going to get rid of Titan forging, and we're going to put corruption in it now. And you guys are going to, and then not only that, we're going to put 3 levels of the corruption in there. You're going to have tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. So not only are you going to get the piece that you want, but you're going to get the piece you want with a tier 1 corruption on it. And you're going to be like, but it is the piece that I want, so I'm going to rock it. But then you have something else that is a tier 3 and a tier 2, and you're trying to combine them two together. So you can't wear the piece that you want that has the corruption on it that you want that's on that piece. So you're not... It's so much RNG just in this one piece of gear that you're trying to get. I'm trying to get a helmet. I want it to have this corruption on it. I want these bracers. Let's say, or boots. Let's say I want these boots, and I want these boots to have Twilight Devastation on them. And I need it to be rank 3 so that I can, do this with these boots and, try to fit in with the masses that are pulling these kind of crazy numbers. Or everybody wants infinite stars. Let's say I want infinite stars rank 3. You're super lucky to get infinite stars rank 2, rank 3. And lots of people have them. Don't get me wrong, but those people are lucky. It's luck. They didn't go in there and they were like, all right, dude, I'm going to go in there right now. I know that this is going to drop from here, and they got it. That's not the way that it works. Not only do you have to do all these things, you got to be still lucky to get the piece that you want, and then the piece that you want has corruption. Going into number 3 right here, the corruption that you want has the corruption that you want. That's what we were just talking about. Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3. So you have to get the piece that you want. You have to get the corruption that you want. And then you have to be able to get the highest tier of that, which is infinite stars, echoing void, Twilight Devastation, the little worm tentacle guy that comes out and mind flays the hell out of people for PvP and stuff like that. There's a couple other ones that tier 3 is really strong into. And it's like, this is 3 different factors of RNG on the same single piece. You see people that has a tier 3 rank something another that's on it, they used that piece and made it fit in with the rest of their gear. It's not the other way around. They're taking that piece and making it fit in because they have no other option, so they have to wear a shittier other piece to try to compensate for this. And that takes me back to, I was playing my Demon Hunter at level 458 item level, but I was wearing a level 400 blue Twilight Devastation tier 3 ring because it was better than other corrupted rings or any other corruption gear that I had in general at that time, and it was bringing my item level down, so I had to queue into groups with a different gear set on to bring my item level up. So it's like fake news, like CNN. It's like, hi, I'm, 461 equipped, but I'm going to come in here, guys, and I'm really only like 448 or something like that. And but I'm going to be doing 470 damage because of this tier 3 thing. And it's weird how they have this going right now. It's lucky. Everything is luck. And it's like, well, I can't even control the procs of Twilight Devastation or these infinite stars or anything like that. Shit'll go off, dude. Twilight Devastation will go way over here and pull a pack of heads, and you're like, oh damn, I was kind of facing that way a little bit when Twilight Devastation went off. I didn't mean that, guys. My bad. What? And then you'll look at the end of the dungeon and it's Twilight Devastation. Like, if you're running this, and I'm saying this because I run this on my DK and my Demon Hunter right now. I both have tier 3 boots, the same set of boots. Or the same corruption on boots for both of my characters. And when it goes off, man, it's like, I'll go and look at details at the end of the dungeon, and it say that there's 10 million damage done on my character. 6 million of it legit is fucking Twilight Devastation, and I didn't control any of that. I had nothing. So over 50% of my damage, it's like, I just happened to be looking at the set of ads at the time in the right direction, and it swung through them at the correct way, and that's how you're playing WoW now. It's all right. Well, let's kind of look in that direction and push a button, and shit'll go off, and it'll kill everything. That's not what. Okay, but leave your comments below. That's the whole reason why we're having this discussion, right? We're starting this topic. So now, this brings us into number 4. The only way that you can get a piece without RNG right now. And this isn't even, let's say that you capped your PvP guy for the week and you go over there to the vendor and you pick out one of your 4 little pieces that you can. Well, that's cool. We're talking about getting huge item level gear here and, being able to control something of what you're doing in the game. Like, something. How come there's no control over what the fuck we're doing anymore? I gotta kind of face this way. I gotta pray that I get this. I'm so sick of getting 8 of these. It's people are not progressing that should be progressing and are being held back and thoroughly feel like that, man. They're like, dude, what do I gotta do, bro? It's like they're paying every month, or whether or not it's with a token or cash. They're putting the hours in. They're playing the content. They're pushing the content, and then they're not getting rewarded for downing at the end of it, or even at the, even when you go to open your friggin' box at the end of the week, you're like, you get to the point to where you're like, I'm just gonna get some shit that I don't even need anymore. That's how I feel like the last couple of weeks opening boxes on all of my guys. I'm just like, it's probably some shit that I don't need. We'll just go here and hope that we pushed a high enough key or something to get something out of this box, or from whatever we did last week that we're gonna hope. And with the introduction of Shadowlands, it's supposed to have some type of an idea to where it's gonna be like the PvP vendor is now, where you can click on it. And they've changed this recently in previous patches here. You can now, instead of just RNG in a helmet, though, you can pick one of 4 different helmets that are in there. And Shadowlands is supposed to have introductions or be reintroducing vendors and being able to pick different types of gear of that gear that you could get. So you're still gonna have to have super RNG in Shadowlands. So it's gonna be more RNG, man. It's not all right, well, I'm earning this and I'm gonna go and get that, and then I feel rewarded. And if a boss drops a piece at the end of whatever it is, or whatever it is that you're doing, then you feel rewarded. Or if you cap, and if you're playing an arena and a piece of gear just randomly dropped at the end of that's RNG, dude. That's luck. That's where you feel lucky. Where what we're talking about here is there is no more I thoroughly feel rewarded for doing what the hell is I'm doing, and the only way to do that is to save up 20k Titan. And if you aren't pushing 10s plus every week, you're not saving this up in anytime soon. You know what I mean? Let's say that you're a regular casual player, dude, and you're getting 500 or 1,000 Titan. Let's just randomly throw out 1,000 Titan a week. That's 20 weeks of this. Because you damn sure don't get it from using that machine when you go and get rid of gear. I go and get rid of gear that are mythic 10s all the time, and it's not guaranteed. It's more RNG. It's like, all right, well, I'm going to get rid of all this gear because I've upgraded this piece, and hopefully by getting rid of this piece of gear, I'm going to get rewarded with some Titan back. You're gambling. And if you don't, hey, dude, there's professional gamblers that play poker professionally that fucking make a living better at people playing games. They're controlling unknown variables with cards with more mathematical precision in their head on the fly than World of Warcraft can do with their own coding in the game right now. And this is how massive people feel. And this is the reason why we're having this video and starting this topic of discussion today, because this is where everything kind of led to with all of my talks with all the people across all the servers. And this is how a lot of people felt. So when I was taking notes, this is how everything kind of led up to. And then this is just going to be finishing it all off right here, because I've taken up enough of your time. You guys have taken up, or I've taken up enough of my own time with this. And I'm interested in starting to get feedback from the YouTube community and a broader player base from the few players that were on at the time that we were talking to. It's not a few players. We're talking probably 50 to 75 different people that were chiming in to get this kind of content to push this video today. But anyways, all of these people in the end have this giant consensus of this feeling, and they're tired of getting gear but not feeling rewarded. You're lucky. It's like, all right, dude, I got a helmet, but it's like, oh shit, I'm lucky. That's all that it is. There's no, all right, well, I didn't get lucky this week. I know in my box I'm gonna get this guaranteed piece. It's gonna be a piece that I need. That's not gonna be a duplicate piece from 7 weeks in a row. That's a guy playing a character that gives up on the game because he's just like, dude, it's pointless, man. Like, what am I doing, bro? What do I gotta do? He's like, I've ran 58 keys this week. They were all 10s, and I got 2 pieces of gear this week that were 5 item level upgrades each. And then in my friggin' box, my guaranteed piece is a duplicate piece of an item level that's lower than something that I have equipped on when I could use better. And people feel tired of that, and they're leading into be Shadowlands with that, and we have about 6 more months of this right now, and it's kind of the introduction of not 8.3 but B.F.A in general with the whole Azeroth gear and the way that they've swung with the whole game. There is no more set tone for I am gonna get this guaranteed reward because I did what I was supposed to do and did better than I did, the previous week, so I should get this friggin' reward, or I stayed consistent by doing what everybody else did. And you would think that you should progress by doing that. You would be rewarded by doing that, by staying consistent and playing the game. It already takes an extreme amount of time to do everything. The extreme amount of RNG that's in the game right now, it makes everybody, they're tired, man. They're tired of getting gear, and they're not rewarded. They're just lucky. That's it. No matter what it is, no matter how you get that piece of gear, no matter how you obtain it, you're lucky all the way around. That it's an upgrade for you, that it's the piece that you need, that it has corruption that's on it, it's the type of corruption that you want, and it's the tier 3 of the how many variables are in that? It's like, if you start counting that is astronomical. But this is how I feel. This is how a lot of other people feel, and I want to know how everybody that's watching this video feels. So please feel free to chime out below. I don't monitor comments and stuff and stuff like this. So just put it in there, keep it clean and friendly, everybody. Let's not start a fight or anything like that, because I'm sure everybody probably feels about the same way. I'm Lockouts. Like, follow, subscribe. Peace.
I've been in the game a decade on the nitty gritty, still rocking with the shitty. I've been on the grind since the age of 9. I hustle day and night, homie, just a stack of dime. I hustle so hard, forgot who I was. These MCs on TV ain't dope, no drugs, ain't pump no slugs, they even killed a bug. I got my PhD in the 216 streets and hustle and grind with my doctor degree. There never was an MC like me. And what you know about the block and the Glock and the sack of trees? You break it down, homie, and turn it to WFTs. Sometimes I barely make minimum wage. Just when we pop the trunk and dump the gauge, like animals out of cage in a fit of rage, snatching everything up to go and get paid, snatching everything to go and get paid. Ain't no bullshit about my clique. Literally a meal and my partners are sick. We dump quick. You the only one who really holds it down.